Hey, Jim Giver here with Meek to Geek, and today we'll be talking about what an operating system is and how to install the most popular operating system out there, Windows XP. Now, as far as what an operating system is, layman's explanation anyhow, it's the core and resources that bridge your computer's hardware with the software you're running. Or, really even simpler, it's just what runs your programs. Now, there's many different operating systems out there today. There's the many variations of Windows that are, mostly used as a desktop interface anyhow. The XP, your Windows 7, your Windows Vista. There's your Mac OS X's. Don't know too much about those, but we can get into those later on if anybody likes. We also have what I use personally, which is the Linux operating systems. I personally use one called Ubuntu. Now I'll be getting into that down the road as well. But with that said, let's get started with Windows XP. Now, while I'm doing this, you will notice a bunch of other things on the sides and up at the top, at the bottom. All you're wanting to pay attention to is the stuff in the center. The reason being is because I'm actually running this inside of another operating system in order to demonstrate this. But just pay attention to the stuff in the center, you'll be just fine. Again, let's get started. So here we are at our installation, installing Windows XP. We're only, like I said, concerned about this screen right here, right in the center. What I'm doing is running it in what's called VirtualBox, something to run an operating system inside of another operating system. That way I can demonstrate, of course, the installation of it. Stuff up here, stuff down here, this gray area. Go ahead and disregard that. That's part of my operating system. And of course the program VirtualBox. But setup is starting Windows. We'll go ahead and get it installed for you and show you what to do. Welcome to setup. This portion of the setup program prepares Microsoft Windows to run on your computer. To set up Windows XP now, push enter. That's what we're going to do. So go ahead and push enter to get to the next screen. This is our license agreement for Microsoft software. If you want to read it, it's completely optional as far as or really anyone is concerned. No one actually ever pays attention to this stuff. But if you want to read it, go ahead and push page down to go to the next screen on the agreement. Just goes through it. Page up, of course, will get to the previous screen. To accept the license agreement, we're going to go ahead and push F8, which is found up at the top of the keyboard. You can see a big row of what we call function buttons. F8 is going to be in the middle grouping of it on the left. And it'll take us to a next screen dealing with hard disks. Now the one I'm going to be installing to is completely new, completely unpartitioned space. We'll go ahead and push return or enter to get to the next screen, I should say. What we're going to want to do here is format the partition using the NTFS file system quick. So go ahead and push your keyboard, your up arrow twice to get to the very top selection and push enter again. As you can see, setup is formatting the hard disk. Shouldn't take too long. It could take a little bit of time depending on the size of your hard disk, of course. And then we'll go to examine your disks. Make sure everything is okay to be copied through. Setup is now copying files. This will take a little bit of time, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it while it's doing that. We don't need to record everything. Just be aware that the screen is here. Alright, so this did take a few minutes to get through. It took about 5 minutes or so on my end. As soon as it's done, it's gonna go ahead and ask you to restart the computer, or just wait and it'll restart in 15 seconds. loading information for it now. Like I said, the computer will reboot, or we can just go ahead and push enter to have it reboot right there.